Hi everyone, and welcome back. Staffan Karl here. I just want to add an observation that I just made concerning King of Spades that I think it's fun, and I think it's interesting, and I think it's telling about King of Spades. The thing is, I was recording a video on next card, Ace of Hearts. And then the sound didn't work, so I have to do it again. But I learned something in the process, because I realized that Ace of Hearts has this energy like similar to the elves in the Lord of the Rings, you know. In Vedic tradition, for those of you who studied with Ernst, it would be like Apsaras and Gandharva, that kind of energy. Like a high energy. The elves in Elrond or Rivendell, you know, they dream about the world on the other side of the water. They want to go home, back to have like their paradise, right? The elves' paradise, away from Earth, or from Midgard, or what's the name of it? I don't know in English. And Ace of Hearts, I mean, even physically, to my experience, there's Tiger Woods would be one example. He's a beautiful man, right? I had a close King of Hearts. Ace of Hearts male friend. I'm gonna show him in that video. He was such a handsome man, you know, like in an elf. He could easily have a table in what's the name of it again? Where the elves live. Yeah, Rivendell. And then I thought, because King of Spades and Ace of Hearts, they are sharing a day, you know. So half of New Year's Eve from around 7 o'clock in the morning to around 7 o'clock at night belongs to Ace of Hearts, and then King of Spades rules New Year's Eve and the night of January 1st, right? So if you encounter a person born on December 31st, and you don't know on New Year's Eve, and you don't know the birth time, how do you know whether it's a King of Spades or if an Ace of Hearts? Well, you know, they are so different. Ace of Hearts has this feminine quality to it. It's a very feminine card. But the men are very, like the elves, you know, they're also at the same time very masculine. It's a perfect mix, you know. They tend to be really beautiful people. And I'm going to show why when we look at that card. So if Ace of Hearts is like the energy of the elves, then what is King of Spades? And then it struck me, they're perfect hobbits, you know, because being a hobbit is all about being really happy, just sitting on the ground eating your sandwich and looking at the butterflies. Like, they don't dream about going to the paradise, the other side of the ocean, like the elves do. They are happy in the Shire, and that's King of Spades mentality. It's a very grounded card, very happy to be here in the Shire, okay? And then if you think about it, Frodo, he was chosen because he was the most humble man or creature or whatever we would call it. It had to be a hobbit, right? Because their humility, their humbleness, because what the ring represented was absolute power, like absolute power, and not an elf and not a human, and no one else, not even Gandalf, dared to accept that power, because it would the ring entangled its energy into the ego and took control over the ego, right? And that's obviously what that tale is about to a large degree. Gollum started out as a hobbit, and he ended up being entangled with that controlling energy of the ring, and it happened to Frodo too. Although he was the one who had the most resistance, and he had Sam, of course, at his side helping him. So, and King of Spades is about overcoming your to become humble, right? So I wanted to point that out. If you encounter a King of Spades, a person from December 31st, how do you know if it's an Ace of Hearts or a King of Spades? Well, is it more like an elf, noble and carrying themselves in a beautiful way, or is it more like a hobbit and conscious about, dreaming about a land on the other side of the? I mean, we're going to watch a video about a Ace of Hearts person and how she acts, knowing that she's dying, she's very ill, and she seems, happy to go to the other side. And King of Spades, they're reborn here on Earth. They are like hobbits, happy to be here. Okay? And I don't say that every King of Spades is humble, but they have an invitation to become humble. They have capacity for becoming humble. And of course, oftentimes it takes time. So if you encounter them when they are 30 or 35, maybe you don't find them humble at all. Later in life they should be, if they do their job, their dharma. Okay, thank you.